With a small flat brush, I drew triangles under my eyes with a dark red cream paint. Then with a rounded brush, I went and filled in the red triangles with the same red cream paint. I then took nose and scar wax and began to scoop it out of the container, making it pliable so I could make peeled down eyelids. I then used the NYX Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder to keep the wax from sticking to my hands. I then rolled the wax into sausages and put them under my eyes and started to smooth them downwards with my palette knife, making sure I left a lip at the top. As you can see, this is quite a long process and takes quite a while because the wax is so sticky. I then filled in the semicircles that I made with the wax with the dark red cream paint that I used for underneath my eyes. I then took liquid latex to start putting underneath my eyes. Be careful when using liquid latex so close to your eyes because it does have ammonia on it and it will burn. I used a foam reusable makeup sponge and started dabbing the latex underneath my eyes in the red areas. I then took a cotton ball and started ripping that up. After dabbing more liquid latex under my eyes and waiting for it to get tacky, I took those pieces of cotton that I ripped up and started sticking them under my eyes to give it that nice texture. I then took the circular brush again and using the dark red cream paint, dabbed it over the cotton. To stick the staples to my face, I used spirit gum. I dabbed it onto where I wanted the staples and then let it get tacky. Then, using blood paste and my palette knife, I applied blood to all the red areas and around the staples. Using a palette knife, I applied a thick amount of scar wax to my forehead where I would then be creating the cuts. Then, like under the eyes, I used the dark red cream paint to go inside of the cuts. Then, using a stippling sponge, I took the bright red cream paint and dabbed it around the wound to make it look irritated. I didn't like how red it was looking, so I put foundation on top of it to make it more muted. I then went in with the blood paste and put that inside of the wounds. I then, using the same process as I used on my forehead, put wax onto my chest to create the same scratched effect. I used the same colors and the same blood paste as I did on my forehead, but when I stippled around the wound, I made it less muted and more raw. I did this to make this chest wound look as if it was more fresh and raw. Then, using liquid FX blood, I went and dipped my fingers in and streaked it down my face and neck to make it look as if I had been scratching. Then, with a flat brush and black cream eyeliner, I drew an X over my mouth and then thickened that up. All I did with my hair was tease it up by backcombing until I was happy with how poofy and ratty it looked. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will be posting videos as often as I can, more tutorials, and I will keep you guys updated if I get selected to move on in the challenge.